Now at 6 and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, the man accused of killing a Houston police officer was found not guilty. Also in Victoria, a jury has reached a verdict in the murder trial of Rose Marie Garcia, who pleaded guilty in the death of her husband. Also, deputies discovered the body of a 7-year-old inside a washing machine.
I'm really getting sick of this Friday time, and these boundaries keep coming in on Fridays for football, bringing rain and cooler weather. Well, we're going to talk all about it, but first, here's Gino.
Yeah, I'm sure the fans aren't too happy about that. The Cuero Gobblers survived the bi-district round of playoffs, but now they look to deal with a team with a dual threat at quarterback. We hear from the coach in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now at 6. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Karina Garcia. A Victoria County jury has sentenced a woman to 38 years in prison for murdering her husband and 15 years tampering with physical evidence. 59-year-old Rose Marie Garcia pleaded guilty in the death of her husband. Authorities say she reported her husband missing back in June of 2019. Authorities found the body of Mario Garcia in the 1000 block of Beck Road West. The couple was married for more than 40 years. Victoria Police Department responded to a large fight in the parking lot of a sports bar located on North John Stockbauer Drive Sunday morning. They found a 22-year-old man with multiple stab wounds and transported him to a local hospital. This incident was part of an ongoing dispute between the individual and the 3 suspects who left the scene. Police arrested the other suspects involved. 32-year-old Joshua Brown and 27-year-old Jared Gonzalez are charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, retaliation, and engaging in organized criminal activity. 32-year-old Danny Caño Jr. is charged with assault causing bodily injury and retaliation. Deputies were called to a home after getting a call from parents who said their 7-year-old adopted son was missing since 4 a.m. After conducting a search, they found him inside a washing machine inside the garage. 42-year-old Jermaine Thomas is charged with capital murder. 35-year-old Tiffany Thomas is charged with injury to a child by omission. Both were arrested yesterday. The man's bond was set to $2 million and Tiffany's bond was set at $150,000. Christopher Darnell Jones Jr. is accused of shooting his fellow students after a field trip last Sunday. The shooting happened on the bus after returning to the Charlottesville campus. A prosecutor says Jones shot one of the players while he was sleeping. He faces 3 counts of second-degree murder and 2 counts of malicious wounding. Jones remains in jail. He's assigned a public offender until a status hearing in December. Now let's take a look at your forecast with First Warn Storm Team meteorologist Howie Gordon.
Thanks, Karina. Okay, we keep talking about hot chocolate. Yeah, keep those hot chocolates going because on the chilly side, now here's our future look. Yeah, we don't warm up too much. We stay in the 50s. Overnights dropping down into the 30s and 40s. We can hold on to a little bit of warmth because we have some cloud cover moving in. That'll prevent some of the heat from escaping. But really, overall, staying on the chilly side. Winds on the coast, not horrible. You move inland, winds are on the calm side. So 40s for tonight, dropping down to 44. We're looking at rain and even cooler air on the way. We'll talk more about it coming up, Karina.
Howie, thank you. Angry family members of the Uvalde school shooting victims vented their frustration at the county commission meeting today. The subject of their anger, Lieutenant Mariano Bragas, who was not present. Bragas is the acting police chief and recently re-elected county commissioner. CNN uncovered a conversation between Bragas and dispatch this week, indicating he knew children were inside the classroom during the shooting and needed rescuing. However, he didn't act in time.
He was trusted to protect and serve. But not only did you turn your back on poor Chloe's desperate 911 calls for help, but you washed your bloodstained hands and walked away from children and teachers that were being tortured with kicks to the arms, head, body, spit on, and laughed at while lying there dying with gunshot wounds.
Uvalde Mayor Don McLaughlin says Bragas won't be with the police department by the end of the week. The independent internal investigation into the Uvalde Police Department is expected to take another 60 to 90 days. A bus full of migrants seeking asylum that departed from Texas arrived in Philadelphia this morning. The group included a 10-year-old girl suffering from dehydration. The girl reportedly was taken to the hospital. The asylum seekers, about 28 in total, were given welcome kits. The migrants reportedly come from Colombia, Cuba, and the Dominican Republic, and they were taken to a welcoming center shelter. Harris County District Attorney Kim Ong is launching an investigation. This goes into alleged irregularities during last week's election after receiving a referral from the Texas Secretary of State's office. The Harris County Republican Party has filed a lawsuit accusing the county of violations of the Texas election code. Family and friends of a slain Houston police sergeant are stunned after hearing the man accused of killing him was not found guilty.
26-year-old Robert Solis visibly relieved by the verdict, not guilty. Moments later, he turns to his family and mouths, "I told you so." The judge would allow only video from the courtroom. There are no words needed to describe this disappointment.
They're extremely disappointed. They're in shock, as they should be, as we all are. And I just ask the citizens of Houston to keep them in your prayers because this is going to be difficult for them. 4 children have to grow up without a dad.
Houston Police Sergeant Sean Rios, off duty but on his way to work, was shot and killed in November of 2020 along the North Freeway feeder road during what police believe started as a road rage incident. He and the alleged shooter, who fled the scene but was later identified as Robert Solis, exchanged gunfire. Solis was arrested the next day. After a 2-week trial that started in July and had a couple of delays due to jury and lawyer health issues, the jury deliberated today for about 7 hours. The officer's friends and family stunned by the verdict.
You can't drive down this street and just take matters in your own hands and just start shooting at people. It boggles the mind.
But Solis's attorney always claimed his client was just acting in self-defense and that he didn't know Rios was a police officer. Quote, "I'm greatly relieved because this should have never happened. They did not have a shred of evidence that this was more than self-defense. They put this man and his family through hell for 2 years, but I'm relieved because the damage wasn't for life, because it could have been for life." The district attorney's office also said they're disappointed, and Solis did not get to walk out a free man.
We will see him in the criminal justice system again. I can guarantee it.
For now, he remains in jail, still facing drug and aggravated assault charges from 2 previous shootings. He was also charged in September with having a prohibited substance, marijuana, while in jail. So while tonight he's celebrating an acquittal, there are more court hearings for him ahead. Jessica Willey, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
The Salvation Army of Victoria Red Kettle volunteer sign-up scheduled for Saturday is now canceled. The Salvation Army of Victoria is hosting a food box distribution this Saturday. The distribution of 500 boxes of food is from 10 a.m. to noon at the Salvation Army of Victoria Home Office, 1302 North Lewis Street. Due to construction there, volunteers will hand out the boxes on the San Antonio Street side of the Salvation Army headquarters between Laurent and Nueces Streets. Which brings us to your viewer poll, but first don't forget to scan the QR code right there on your screen to participate. Now the question is, do you plan to volunteer for the Red Kettle campaign? Yes or no? We go ahead and take a look at those results. 10% say yes and 90% say no. You can also come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to participate. We'll have what you and your neighbors are saying on 25 News Now at 10. Late Tuesday night, the Jackson County Sheriff's Office made an arrest. Southbound on U.S. Highway 59 near the Jackson County Airport, a Jackson County Sheriff's deputy found at a traffic stop that a trailer was recorded as stolen 2 days before. Christian Cortinas from FAR was booked into the Jackson County Jail on theft of property of charges. That's a third-degree felony. Construction workers at Tesla's Gigafactory in Texas have filed a complaint with the Department of Labor. The workers say Elon Musk's company did not pay them as they built the factory and conditions were so bad that Tesla put employees' health and safety at risk.
Hefty allegations rocking the Tesla Gigafactory. Workers' Defense Project, an organization that fights for low-income immigrant construction industry workers in Texas, says workers have filed their cases with the U.S. Department of Labor, stemming from violations at the Austin-based factory.
We are now hearing from workers who are reporting the exact violations we suspected might happen is what happened. And those include allegations of wage theft and fraudulent OSHA certificates as well.
The Gigafactory held its grand opening event in April with over 15,000 people in attendance, celebrated for its benefits, like creating thousands of jobs and economic growth. Now, claims are emerging alleging the opposite, of workers not receiving their proper overtime rate or holiday work payments or safety training during its construction.
We're suspecting there are potentially hundreds more based on reports from workers.
Texas leaders like Congressman-elect Greg Casar and Austin City Council member Vanessa Fuentes are calling for full investigations. The Workers' Defense Communications Director Juan Benitez says this is also a criticism of the Texas construction industry as a whole.
A lack of basic protections for workers. There is no workers' compensation.
The names of the contractors and subcontractors accused have not been released. CBS Austin reached out to Tesla for comment, but has not heard back. Jessica Taylor, CBS Austin News.
The Victoria City Council has awarded a contract for the Riverside Dog Park project by Grace Floors and Construction for their competitive sealed proposal of $347,000. It will be called Riverside Bark, located about 3.5 acres around the pump house area. The park will feature 2 off-leash areas for large and small dogs and a covered area. The park is expected to open next summer. The city also is working to memorialize Izzy Drain and the Girl Scout troop for their contributions to this dog park. Here's the top headlines you'll find in this week's Port Lavaca Wave. Calhoun High School honored veterans with a Veteran Day program. Travis Middle School is hosting a public meeting for input on its targeted movement plan on Thursday. And law enforcement made 22 arrests in the past week. You can read these stories and more at theportlavacawave.com. Stay with us. Coming up on 25 News Now at 6, Dallas Love Field and DFW International Airport will be extremely busy next week. Also ahead, vehicle sales and prices in Houston are higher than they were last year, but they are on a decline.
This holiday season, Ford wants to help you shine bright. So, this Black Friday, choose a vehicle in stock or simply place a custom order. Lock in your rate and you're protected, even if rates go up before your order comes in. Plus, thousands of vehicles are arriving daily, just in time for the holidays. This Black Friday, custom order a select 2023 Ford vehicle today. Lock in your rate and you're protected during the Shine Bright sales event at your local Ford dealer.
No matter where you call home, you deserve reliable coverage. At T-Mobile, we cover your town and 99% of people in America. And now, for a limited time with T-Mobile's hometown discount, families and small businesses who switch at a local store get 20% off. That's 20% off unlimited talk, text, and data for the life of your plan. Plus, with our T-Mobile Price Lock, we guarantee we won't raise the price of your rate plan. Get T-Mobile's hometown discount today.
Over the past month, there have been several burglaries involving a suspect throwing a brick through the front door of a closed business and then stealing a cash register from inside the business. Investigators believe these incidents may be connected. The most recent burglary occurred on September 1st. If you have any information about these burglaries, submit a tip to Victoria Crime Stoppers at 361-572-4200. All tips are anonymous. If you give information that leads to arrest or charges being filed, you could earn a cash reward.
When you're looking for a hopping good deal, think of Bravo Autos. My friend Joey, wait! My friend Joey comes from the land of Down Under. And here at Bravo, we're the home of the Down Under prices! Woo! Plus, make no down payment and no payments for 90 days. I'm a veteran, and veterans are always welcome at Bravo Autos. Hop online or hop on in. Bravo Autos is a hopping place! Who are we? Bravo!
Dallas Love Field and DFW International Airport will be extremely busy next week. The Sunday following Thanksgiving will likely be the busiest travel day the airports have had since the summer of 2019. More than 320,000 seats on commercial jets are scheduled for that day in North Texas. Vehicle sales and prices in Houston are higher than they were last year, but they are in a decline from the peaks during this summer. In October, more than 5,000 cars and 18,000 trucks were sold in the Houston area, an increase of 33% compared with the same month last year. The average price of a car is also down, falling to $51,000 last month. Houston ISD plans to redraw the boundary lines for its 9 school board trustees based on population changes reflected in the latest U.S. Census. The board presented 2 plans which are fairly similar and aim to decide by mid-December. Both aim to return each district to within 10% of a predetermined ideal size of about 164,000 people. Here's the top headlines you'll find in this week's Cuero Record. The city of Cuero records its largest population in its history, and nearly 50% of DeWitt County voters cast ballots in this midterm election. Plus, the Cuero Community Breakfast returns. You can read these stories and more at DeWittCountyToday.com. Howie?
Thanks, Karina. Yeah, that's right. More cool air on the way. We'll talk all about it.
News Center 25 at 6 and 10 is also heard on KVNN 1340 AM, Victoria's News Network.
They say that your first McRib tastes just as good as your last McRib. Decide for yourself during the McRib Farewell Tour.
This is your chance to say 2 final goodbyes to a classic. For a limited time, enjoy 2 McRib sandwiches for only $6. Hurry, before they're gone.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
There's never been a better time to control your power with a Generac home standby generator from Generator Supercenter. For a limited time, with purchase and installation of your Generac generator, choose $1,000 off or a free 10-year warranty. Choose freedom from the grid and choose your promo. This offer won't last long. Lock in your choice today with a free estimate only at Generator Supercenter, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer.
Victory Kia has been awarded Kia's Dealer of Excellence Award for the 2nd year in a row.
We were recognized for outstanding sales satisfaction and also for a superior service experience.
Hey, better employees give better service.
Plus, we give all veterans, first responders, and medical professionals 10% off their service bills.
We service all imports and honor all extended warranties.
With award-winning service and lower prices, we think you too will say,
I love Victory!
ABC News, honored for excellence with 41 Emmy nominations, the most of any news organization anywhere. Thank you for making ABC News America's #1 news.
All right, we'll start off in Cuero. Someone down about an hour ago. Beautiful shot at some of these clouds. And then, of course, our favorite water tower out there in Cuero. So what do we do today? Not much, because we only warmed up to 50 degrees. Very likable by a lot of people as our cool down continues and keeps on going. Look at that, almost 25 degrees below average. Any indication, last December, 28 out of 31 days, we were 80 or above, and 2 of them were 79 degrees. And here we are in November, struggling to make it out into the 50s. So yes, that cool air has come a lot earlier this year in the Crossroads. Nothing in the way of any rainfall. Here's what we have. Really light drizzle, 99.9% of everybody, for the most part, staying completely on the dry side. Okay, here's what we're looking at for dew points. These were 60s, 50s a couple days ago. That cool air, that cool dry air, moved down, knocked these down. Kind of irrelevant in a way when it's this chilly anyway, because this is a big factor when we're super hot, and then we really amp up the humid feel. Here's our future feel. So temperatures right now right around 50 overnight. Yeah, dropping in the 40s and the 30s. And then again, not really warming up too much. Some spots staying potentially in the 40s overnight, and then warming up to, for the highs during the day, and overnight dropping down into the 40s again. So on the coast, we were a little breezy at times. Winds coming down a little bit. You get away from the water, winds pretty much on the calm side. All right, so this is the weather story and what's going on. we've been cool. We've been slightly drizzly. What's happening now? High pressure is still controlling our environment, controlling our atmosphere, slowly moving off to the east, but pulling on the clockwise rotation of the high. Here's what we have. It's pulling that air out of the northeast, that cool, dry, sinking air, undercutting disturbances and moisture moving in from the south. Yeah, and that's creating a few showers. Most of that activity staying along the coast. But what's going to happen? High pressure going to continue to scoot off to the east. And with that happening, a boundary pushing down with origins up there in Canada. Cold air, it's going to be modified, a little warmer by the time it gets to us, but still, that cold air coming down once again. So what's going to happen overnight Friday and into Saturday? This boundary is going to continue to undercut and run into this moisture. Yeah, that's looking at a shower development. Could see some strong storms, and then unlike the last 2 or 3 that moved through, it passes through, dries out the area, high pressure settles in, and that cool, dry air continues to move down from the north. Our most substantial or potential rainfall will be Friday into Saturday when that boundary again starts to move down from the north. Other than that, we'll stay mostly on the dry side. Small craft advisory, again, be careful on the waterways. Strong winds, seas occasionally up to 9 feet. Keeping bays on the rough side. Overnight down to 44, not horrible, 44 degrees tomorrow. Only a high though, 56, so still about 22 degrees below where we're supposed to be. Then ahead for Aquero, here's what we're looking at. Saturday in the 40s with rain possible, alert day. And then in Port Lavaca, similar conditions, 48 for a high. So back in Victoria, here is what we have. That boundary comes through, knocks us down, looking at showers, but look at the end of the week. We do start to make our way back into the 70s. For more weather, news, and sports, you can go to our app. That's at crossroadstoday.com, and that is free with any Android and iPhone. Karina Garcia.
Thanks, Howie. Now we go with Sports Director Gina Perez.
Thanks, Karina. I like the pink. We're both matching there. And the Gobblers gave the Mean Green faithful a scare last week. We hear from the quarterback coming up after the break.
Fall into savings all month long at MetKite Victoria. 2021 Ford EcoSport, only $298 a month. For details, go to MetKite Ford in Victoria. MetKiteFordinVictoria.com.
Hi folks, Greg at Fuller Prep. One of our favorite seasons is finally here. Wait, wrong one. Football season's here. Fuller Prep is your headquarters for all the tailgating essentials. We have the latest Yeti coolers, drinkware, and bags to make the big game more enjoyable. Having a watch party for that big rivalry? Hollywood patio furniture or a new grill can make your place the go-to spot. Come see us at 1551 North Esplanade in Cuero.
Shop Academy Sports and Outdoors 3-day online-only sale and get up to 50% off the best brands. Buy online and pick up in-store. Shop with confidence with our price match guarantee. Plus, get free shipping on most orders over $25. This 3-day sale ends Wednesday, so visit academy.com now.
This could be you, because this Saturday you could drive home a winner in the big $80,000 Autumn Cash and Cadillac giveaway at Coshada Casino Resort. Hourly cash drawings start at 6. Then at 11, one lucky player will win a brand new Cadillac SUV and $5,000 in cash. The $80,000 Autumn Cash and Cadillac giveaway this Saturday at Coshada, Louisiana's best bet.
Mega superstar,
global superstar,
Chris Hemsworth,
from his new action-adventure series, Limitless.
Seems simple enough.
Exactly, totally easy.
Who does this guy think he is, like Thor?
Sure, I might look like an immortal Norse god, etc. So stop it.
Well, yeah, he's Thor. He is Thor. Yep.
Plus, a performance by Fitz and the Tantrums on daytime's #1 talk show.
Thursday, John David Washington. Do you have any advice for us as new New Yorkers?
Just, stay out of people's business.
Fall into savings all month long at MetKite Victoria. 2021 Ford EcoSport, only $298 a month. For details, go to MetKite Ford in Victoria. MetKiteFordinVictoria.com.
Howdy Crossroads, the Cuero Gobblers are licking its wounds and trying to refocus after last week's overtime win over Salado. The Gobblers pulled out the win, scoring a touchdown to end the game 13-7, which was the second lowest scoring game the Cuero offense has scored all season. Cuero quarterback Mason Notaro said he and the team might have overlooked the fourth place team in district last week, but have since refocused in preparation for the area round of playoffs.
Yeah, it builds a lot of confidence, especially, as a quarterback that, you can even have a bad game and you're still going to come out with a win because you got one of the best defenses in the state.
Cuero's defense has been stout all season, allowing an average of less than 2 touchdowns per game. Notaro said the team will have the advantage this week since the game will be played in Gobbler country and hopes the stadium will be packed. First-year Cuero head football coach Jared Fekoch said a win is a win, and he and the team are taking it one day at a time. The team needs to be prepared for Sealy, that the defense flies around, and with the offense that has a dual-threat quarterback.
One of the most, things I was most proud of them with Friday night is they just kept battling, and that's part of, I think, our core principles in our culture of these kids just not giving up, believing in themselves, believing in our program, believing in the coaches believing in them. And so, we felt like at some point something was going to go our way, and finally it did.
The Cuero Gobblers are 10-1 on the season and will host Sealy this Friday at 7. The Mean Green know that while being by-district champions and district champions is nice, but the goal is always a state title. The college rankings are out, and only one Texas team is in the top 25, and it's in the playoff hunt too. The TCU Horned Frogs come into Week 11 as the 4th-ranked team and are currently eligible for the playoff picture. TCU is one of 4 Texas teams that are undefeated, or 4 teams, that are undefeated with a perfect 10-0 record, along with Michigan, who sits at 3, Ohio State sitting at 2nd, and Georgia with the top-ranked spot. The Horned Frogs are coming off a 17-10 win over the Texas Longhorns, which dropped to a 6-4 record this season. TCU has also clinched a spot to compete for the Big 12 title, which is set for December 3rd at 11 in the morning at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. TCU does not know who its opponent will be as of yet. A charity basketball event is in the works between 2 unique agencies. Victoria First Responders and National Association of Letter Carriers, Branch 1221, will be having a charity basketball game to help raise money for the Food Bank of the Golden Crescent and Toys for Tots. The game will be December 4th at the Faith Family Gym. Tickets are $5 at the door or can be purchased at our website at crossroadstoday.com. You can also bring 5 canned good items or a toy worth $5 to watch the game. Now, Karina, I don't know about you, but I'd be down to competing in a basketball game or some sort for a good cause. Do you have any good moves on the basketball court?
I might surprise you, but if we go one-on-one, I'm sure I'll beat you out. All right, well, we're back in a moment. A medical student in Idaho had a milestone in his career, and it was very personal. We have that story after the break.
Hi, I'm Bentley Kamen, and the one sale that happens only one time a year is going on right now, and that's our Golden Egg Sale. If you're wanting the best deal of a lifetime, now is the time to buy.
And if you buy today, you're going to have it delivered tonight.
Every day we help kids navigate the realities of the world and make healthy, lifelong choices. Kids learn about alcohol, tobacco, and drugs in lots of ways, often from friends and siblings. While kids may hear lots of harmful information, parents do play a huge role in helping them make the right decision. Talking to your child, sitting down to a family meal at night just to discuss how their day went, or encouraging extracurricular activities can make all the difference.
Are you ready to change your career path? Come join our sales team at the Victoria Television Group. Do you have a passion for customer service and sales? This is the right place for you. We offer great benefits, medical, dental, life, 401k, paid vacation, and much more. Call me and let me show you why the Victoria Television Group sales team is the right choice for you.
An Alaskan Native woman is currently missing.
You don't see her face all over the news.
2 women disappeared, 1 white, 1 native.
One woman's life is valued more than another's.
Governor, you're trying to bury this.
I have nothing more to say.
Someone has to expose these guys.
When you expose people like this, do you worry about blowback?
That sounds like a threat. Please don't do this.
Mindy Kaling.
The first 2 seasons of The Office, we'd watch the show together. First of all, it was like, wow, that's so fun that we did that. And second of all, I was like, Steve Carell is so hot.
He came here, he had all this salt and pepper facial hair. I was like, oh, okay. Plus Dove Cameron and baked spaghetti. We only serve the best for the marinara.
Hi, I'm Bentley Kamen, and the one sale that happens only one time a year is going on right now, and that's our Golden Egg Sale. If you're wanting the best deal of a lifetime, now is the time to buy.
And if you buy today, you're going to have it delivered tonight.
David and Kaylee Gibbs were expecting their first child earlier this month when David, a third-year medical student at Ohio State, was on duty on his surgery rotation at the hospital. Kaylee went into labor 5 days earlier than expected, and guess who was there to make the first baby delivery? The dad, David. David said his wife had the tough job, but he did say this was the highlight of his medical school experience by far. What a great story. Let's go to Howie for your weather.
Thanks, Karina. Superior, a fabulous story. Great job. Small craft advisory, so be careful on the waterway. 44 tonight, only a high tomorrow of 56. Looking ahead, look at that. We cool down again with rain, but then we warm up later in the week. Karina?
Thank you, Howie, and thank you for joining us. Remember, we're streaming 24/7 at Crossroads today. Plus, we hope you'll join us tonight for 25 News Now at 10.